I discovered that there is much treasure in rejection. Whenever you pass through rejection or people only tolerate you, they don't celebrate you, it's a sign that you carry something that cannot be contained in a small container.
What you just need to do in life is to identify the people that can really make you succeed. And as I said, and I repeat, success means you trying to do something above your normal limitation that negates you growing positive.
Why would a woman want to sell her body to make it in life?
Hello and welcome to another tremendous edition of your motivational and life transforming program, Rising Prime, the channel of choice African Independence Television, AIT. My name is Israel Akinde, and today's edition promises to be great. To motivate us on this edition is our very own, one of the Nigerian fast thriving entrepreneur in Europe. He is the CEO of the first and longest African and Caribbean focused television network in London, UK, and he was the former chairman of NIDO. Meet my guest shortly after this break, and we shall be right back. Please stay with us.
I am rising prime, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising prime.
Welcome back, and if you're just tuning into your favorite independence television, you're watching Rising Prime. Before we went on break the other time, I was about to introduce you to my guest. He's no other person than Mr. Alistair Soyode. It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. All right, thanks.
For the benefit of our viewers, for the benefit of those meeting you probably on air for the very first time, we'd like to know who Mr. Alistair Soyode really is.
Thank you. Well, Alistair Soyode is, I'm Nigerian. I grew up in Nigeria. I'm into sport. Normally my background is sport actually. Something that I love very well is football. And then I did agriculture from Kaduna, and then before relocating myself permanently on probably trying to become a professional footballer in Europe. And so with that, it meant that I moved, and then I happened to, in trying to become somebody, in trying to find an identity of a job to do, was creating different type of businesses, entrepreneurship. That is in me. But at the end of the day, something that I'm well known for is creating and finding the first black TV station in Europe called Ben Television.
Okay, going through your profile over the internet this afternoon, we understand that the major reason that got you into, like you just said earlier on, that got you into Europe is to be a professional football player, probably perhaps to play in one of these big teams we all know in Europe. Why the sudden change of mind? Why did you change your mind going to telecommunication and eventually now a CEO of a broadcast TV?
Well, thanks. I think it's more or less somebody to look at where I'm coming from. As I said, I have a very good knowledge about football, and I play it. I play it to a good standard that is within Nigeria. But then going there to become a top professional footballer, not realizing the weather condition, snow, icy, rainy, what they call the British weather, didn't allow me really to concentrate and pursue that line. And nevertheless, it's one of the biggest ingredients that not knowing that actually people can make quite a lot of money from becoming professional footballers, because at that time it's more like a semi-professional footballer. People are not really, you don't have the now what you call the Premiership League. It was just there. So with that concentration and trying to find something that you can break through, and then now looking at the culture that is black and ethnic in the UK, brought the idea and the ideology that actually Nigeria is not well represented. Nigeria is seen in the eyes of the world as a negative dark country where almost everything goes. And so in that aspect, I thought, well, I, for one, should not be classified as a negative Nigerian. I, for one, should not be classified as somebody who's committed a crime, because I'm not into it. So, and I thought, well, there must be a way to show good, positive Nigerians who are doing wonderful things in UK, maybe starting from London. So it's that passion to rebrand Nigeria, that passion to show Nigerians are hardworking people, that passion to show Nigerians are fully dedicated to something where they feel that they have a mind and they have an interest in. So it's to rebrand, to create that awareness that now push from trying to produce a program to say, well, actually, in my investigation, my research, there is no place I can find such motivation, such passion, such people. So let me move on. The intention to produce program for Nigerian TV station that has moved to the point that, well, actually not just for Nigeria, but the whole black community here, there is no representation. And that is what then gave birth to the Ben Television becoming the first ethnic black TV station in UK.
All right. Let's go into our educational system, sir. You agree with me that our educational system in Nigeria is not really up to standards, being in the diaspora for quite a while. What will you say that we are not doing right in the Nigerian educational system that they are doing over there that is making most of the well-to-do Nigerians to fly their children abroad for studies?
Well, I may not totally agree with you,
Okay.
because looking at the Nigerian system, I'm a product of Nigerian educational system, all right? And the truth is, I am a dropout in the Western educational system. Yeah, which means all my qualifications were obtained in Nigeria. Of course, there are courses, but the courses are not what produces me to become who I am today. So, which means the Nigerian education system really works. It maintained. There have been a lot of structural system that has gone wrong. Definitely, there's no doubt about it. From the days that you know that people have top qualification at the end of their studies, right now you have a lot of strike, so there's no concentration. And of course, then that leads to other people taking their children to where they thought the system is much more in operation. And there is an estimation now that many of the graduates actually from Europe are not necessarily working in Nigeria, right? So all people sending their children abroad, majority are not back in Nigeria working. So basically, it's a loss. And while they're over there, they're not really working because the system does not now allow you to work when you finish your studies. So there must be a system whereby the educational system here can be upgraded. Definitely, there's no doubt that it needs to be upgraded.
That would bring me to the question: should government set up a policy to checkmate our educational system if they are actually doing the right thing or not? How can government solve this issue?
From my own point of view, is the implementation of these policies, of this program that either from the private sector or from the government side have been put in place. Now, if there is a motivation that the best students, I remember somebody was talking about a country, not Nigeria, of course, in Africa, not in Africa either, that found the best students, the best student in every department or in every subject, and they actually, the scholarship we're talking about, they pay them to go to the best university. Now, going to the best university, of course, you have to sit the exam, so that's number one. So it means that this student have the ability to sit those exams and pass and become student there. Now, if to them, if there are 50 top universities, what they end up doing now is making sure that each university has at least 10 students, okay, which now becomes like 500 students that are top when they graduate, all right, and they go back home. Now, that intellect that they have captured, they have transferred back to their home country, but they are supported, they are backed, policies are working in those countries. That's what we need to implement here. Now, the policies that we're talking about need to be implemented. Instead of building new universities, really, you concentrate and empower, fund the universities that you already have in the country. In most universities, it's all to do with research, development. How many universities we have in Nigeria that can do serious research, investigate formulas, adopt them and develop them, create and design? They need to be empowered. You can't empower people by saying, here's the university, why they don't have laboratories. Even colleges don't. They have laboratories over there. So when you're talking about science, you need to empower these people. You need to create the technology. You need to provide the technology as well. I think that's what we need to do. For me, for example, there's no need to create any new university because you already have too many universities.
You think so, sir?
We have too many universities, too many.
That brings me to this question. A student that has written JAMB, WAEC over and over again and wasn't picked, that student tends to give up easily. What do you have to say on this?
Well, I would say that the founder of Alibaba, Jack Low, or May, Jack, right? First name Jack, the founder of Alibaba, who is classified to be one of the richest guys in the world. More than almost 100 million people visit their mall online, e-commerce. He was rejected 10 times by Howard University. Howard. Yeah, 10 times. He was rejected almost even to become a police officer. Yet, he is the person that has one of the top companies in the world. He is a multi-billionaire. Okay, when we're not talking about money. But talking about job, he created one of the top 2 job provider in the world, Alibaba.com. Almost everybody know Alibaba, right? Now, it will depend that as you're rejected, that should not be the end of your process. I may have been rejected so many times, okay? But then I have a dream to represent Nigeria. I have a dream to rebrand Nigeria. And that's why sometimes people will say, Alistair, could there be any other person that has done what you are doing for Nigeria? Not in Nigeria, even in a foreign land. Then I would say, well, to be honest, I don't know. But at least I know that we were the first people to launch a channel, a media outfit, outside Nigeria, in Europe, to rebrand, to market Nigeria and the Nigerian people. While now other people are following suit, but somebody sweats to get us to that level. So rejection should not be the last point. So long you have hope, so long you have your vision and your mission, and you still believe that what you're trying to achieve in life is doable. There are dreams that cannot be done. No matter amount of prayer you want to pray, it won't happen. If you don't know how to fly a plane and somebody give it to you, excuse me, you're just going to have a crash. I don't know how to fly. So prayer cannot lead you to become a pilot. You must have a process of becoming a pilot in order for you to fly a plane. If I give somebody a car he has never driven, to be honest, the car will move left and right. Alright? Yeah? So you have to learn something. So whatever it is, think. What do you want to achieve? Let's look at it. Let's work it out. Then find people who believe in your dream. Now, don't let your dream be too big. Of course, for me, I believe education is very, very important. Though I am not a product of a complete educational system. What I mean by that is, it's not that I went to university to study what I'm doing. No, I didn't. What did I study? I studied agri, and that's in a polytechnic. But then what I'm known for is media, okay? Compared to other business interests that I may have.
All right. Let me ask you, sir, being in the diaspora for quite a while, how much are you able to maintain the Nigerian culture? Because, you find out situations where Nigerians leave their country to other countries abroad or Europe, and when they get there, they change their names, they change their dress codes, they change their foods, and when they even come back to Nigeria, they say, no, I can't eat. You have to buy me something from abroad to eat. How much are you able to maintain the Nigerian culture abroad?
Well, to be honest, I think I laugh about that, and I want to challenge anybody who think they're Nigerians or more Nigerians than us, because I believe that I believe without any doubt I'm full-blooded Nigerian. That doesn't mean that when you go somewhere you don't want to taste their food or you don't want to feel comfortable. But I'm not one that will make up the English language to become you or to become that culture. In fact, even where I'm coming from, abroad, UK, I eat my Nigerian food because that is what I'm comfortable with. And in Nigeria, really, I'm at home. Over there, I'm at home because I eat the local food. There's a choice. In any life, when you reach 18, you can decide who you are, what you want to do. And so I guess if people want to become Americanized, British, well, if they feel that that's the only thing that allows them to fit into that culture, then it is well for them. In Nigeria, there are people who live in the south, okay, who are from the north and they have the southern name. There are people who are Yorubas in the north that we have to adopt a northern name in order for us to be accepted, in order for us to get free scholarship. We cannot go with our name. It happened in Nigeria, not just abroad. At least with going abroad, you can see the reason that maybe your name cannot be pronounced, maybe you just want to be accepted, so you have to adopt to say, right, instead of my name is Oluwakayode Bamidele, whatever. You know,
for instance, you, a lot of people think you're a northerner.
Right. So, so basically, I think I'm home. So really and truly, people have to adapt to a situation. But at least when you come back home, don't now try to tell me that you are more British, more American, more Indian than the Indian. So readjust back to say, yeah, I'm home.
All right.
I am rising pride, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
Can I smell that number one?
Eje, ke bi eje, Adami. Oya bo kele ke, oba vino. Ah, yeah, baba. Ele okay now.
Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. You will be alright.
When I woke up this morning, looking at myself, it be like say I'm shining. See the blessings multiplying, just like the birds in the sky. I'm flying, so divining, we inclining. Take it from me, I see good things are piling. It be okay, coming one day, make we stay cool and keep smiling. Hey, no retreat, no surrender. Don't you give up, don't fight, you're a winner. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Hey, don't you back down, people stand up. If you know you go win, put your hands up. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Hey, just hold on. And be strong. It won't be long. It go be alright. Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. It's gonna be alright. Anyone talk say you know go make 'em alive. Hey, on them make you get up for your glory. Just try. Hey, no forget, say na Baba God give you this life. So no let anything to stop you from going so high. See, it doesn't matter what you do or what you into. You have to believe in yourself and be true. Easy, it's gonna get easy. So don't forget where you're coming from and where you are going. No pain, no gain, keep going. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. It will be alright. Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. It's gonna be alright. Stand up for something. Don't let your doubting stop you moving. It's not easy, I'm not pretending. To tell you the truth, it takes a lot to working. So I stand in front of you and say, don't give up, cause you will make it one day. Cause quitters never win and the winners never quit. If you try and you fail, don't be shy of defeats. Cause it takes a lot of courage to keep on moving. So stand up on your feet, your mistakes don't repeat. Instead you learn from it, rise up, goddamn it. Hey, it's to Baba and Joel, yo. Hey, we don't talk our own, yo. If you like make you take a message, okay, yo. If you like make you use, I'm used to work for you. Hey, just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. It will be alright. Just
Rising pride, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
Before April 1954, the common belief, the universal belief, because it had been tried again and again and again, and people had failed, the belief was that man was not physically capable of breaking the 4-minute barrier, that he could not run a mile in less than 4 minutes. When something happens to them, they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been, and they can't see the possibility of it being any different.
250 yards to go, and Bannister takes over. Watch his giant stride take him to the front as he races the last lung-bursting furlong.
Roger Bannister came along, and he broke the 4-minute barrier. Since that time, up to this day, over 20,000 people have done it, including high school kids. 20,000 people. What changed? Here's what happened when they got on the track. They knew it had been done. And because they knew it had been done, there was a new belief about this barrier that was unreachable. And those 20,000 people got in a race believing, knowing in their heart that someone had done it, that it's possible, that they could do it. If someone can make their dream become a reality, then you can make your dream become reality. Eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight is judging on what you see, judging according to appearances. But mindsight is how you interpret what you see. One guy said, it's not possible, it's over, I'm finished. I can't do it. I can't make it. He surrendered. I've faced rejection again and again. I'm not going anymore. There are no jobs out there. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, in spite of what the newspapers are saying, that it's possible that somebody somewhere will give me a job. He just kept going, thinking it was possible. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we have to do with our dreams. Because things happen to you in life that you can never, ever anticipate. And many times when those things happen, you want to give up. Easy is not an option. It's hard living. Life is hard. See, it's hard when you are 49 years old, been working on a job for 17 years, and they come in and tell you you're finished and give you 1 week severance pay. And you got to start all over again. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard. When you're working on something and you put everything you have in it, and it doesn't work out, you lose your money and other people's money. Know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. It's good to you. Why? See, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. You've got to have that kind of courage, that type of determination. If you want to make it happen, it's you. But you've got to take personal responsibility to make it happen. You must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen.
It's your dream. If you want it to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you want it to happen, rise and grind.
I dare you not to go back to sleep. I dare you to get up, and I dare you to chase your dreams.
It's possible you can win. Whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. Step toward it. You want to make your dream come true, you got to stay focused. Some people rather get even than get ahead. Stay focused on where you want to go.
I am rising pride. No matter what may come my way, I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
Viewers, it's been an awesome time with Mr. Alistair Soyode. He has said it all. If you want to watch this edition again, you can check our Facebook, like our page. There we'll paste a link for you to be able to watch all what he has said. It's been an awesome time on this edition. Please make a date with us, same time next week, same station. I remain my humble self, Israel Akinde, and do have a blessed week.
We tell you, when there is life, there is hope. You're welcome to meet our celebrities and stars. Listen to the story.